Hello and welcome to the Viola Beginner Lesson 1. Whenever you go to open your case, make sure that you're opening it with the flat side of your case down. So if you have a soft case, you're going to see the pocket up on top, and that's exactly how you want to open it. If you have a hard case, it's probably going to be rounded on the top and the bottom will be flat. So you'll want to make sure that that flat side is down. When you go to open it, whether you have latches or zippers or buckles, whatever it is, go ahead and undo all of that. And when you open up, you should find your instrument. It should have 2 rubber bands on it, a shoulder pad, rosin, which is for your bow. You can actually just leave that in your case. And then your actual bow. We're going to save the bow for lesson 2, so let's just leave that in our case for now. And the very first thing you're going to want to do is take that shoulder pad and make it so that the arrow is pointing down. And I like to call this down here the little button where the rubber bands are wrapped around. You want to make sure that the arrow is pointing to that little button on the bottom. So then take your rubber bands, wrap it around each side of the shoulder pad. I like to make sure it's down all the way down to the bottom. Makes it a little bit more comfortable. And then you're ready for playing. So the viola has 4 strings. And if you look really closely, you'll see that some of them are different sizes. If we look at this side, you're going to see that that is the thickest string. And if we look all the way over here, you're going to see that that one is much skinnier. What do you notice about the sound? I hope you notice that the thick string sounds a lot lower and the skinny string sounds a lot higher. And that makes sense because we know from music class that the larger an instrument is, the lower it's going to sound. And the smaller an instrument is, the higher an instrument is going to sound. So when we go and pluck each of these strings, you should hear the pitch continue to go higher and higher. So let's learn how to play our instrument. The very first thing we want to do is make sure we're sitting tall, edge of your chair, feet flat on the floor, and you're almost standing with your upper body. It's nice and tall. Then we're going to take that viola and put it on our left shoulder. Once it's on your left shoulder, you may have to move the shoulder pad around a little bit until you find a comfy way to hold it. And then we're going to see if we can hold our instrument without any hands. So very carefully lower your hands and see if you're able to hold it up without any of your hands. When you go to add your hands, you shouldn't actually then put the weight of your viola on your hand. Your hand just kind of hangs there. So you're going to take your hand and put this nice little curved spot right here towards the end of the viola. So you can see my thumb and part of my pointer finger are touching on either side of the viola. Okay, so then we're just going to rest like that. And every once in a while you can check and make sure you're still holding it with your jaw. Okay, with our right hand, we're going to take our thumb and we're going to plant it right here on the edge of what is called the fingerboard. This black piece of wood is called the fingerboard because we put our fingers on it. So take your thumb, plant it right here on the corner of the viola, and then your pointer finger is going to be what you're going to use to pluck each string. So you can start from the thickest one and then go all the way to the skinniest one. Here we go. You're going to make sure that you're getting a really beautiful ringing sound. Now, let's learn what these strings are actually called. We have the thickest string is called C, and then it's G, then D, then A. I like to remember it with cool gorillas dance around. Cool, C, gorillas, G, dance, D, around, A. So let's say our letters while we pluck. Give you a second to get set up. Make sure you're not holding your viola with your hand. Plant your thumb and get ready to pluck each string. Here we go. Cool, gorillas, dance, around. This time, just say the letter. Here you go. C, G, D, A. So we know that when the strings are larger, they sound lower. And when the strings are smaller, they sound higher. It actually works exactly the same way if we shorten the strings? You might be thinking, oh my gosh, how are we going to shorten the strings? Well, we're going to actually put our fingers and push the string down in different places. And let's see what happens. So from right here to right here, that's how long your string is. But if I put my finger somewhere else and push that string all the way against the fingerboard, it's going to change the pitch of the string. When I make this string shorter, do you think it's going to sound higher or lower? Let's find out. So here's C. I'm going to put my finger here now. So the further you put your finger and make it shorter and shorter and shorter, the higher the sound gets. But let's see where we actually put our fingers. We have tapes right here on our instrument, and you're going to be putting your pointer finger on this tape right here. So go to your playing position, make sure you're not holding the instrument with your hand, and then on the D string, so Cool Gorillas Dance, this string right here, pluck it a few times, make sure you're getting the same sound as me. Let's put our pointer finger on the very first tape and see what happens to the sound. The sound got higher. I bet you could figure out the solfege of that. If this is Joe, can you figure out what this is? If it's a step higher, it's Re. So we have Do, Re. I wonder if you can figure out how to make the sound Mi. Do, Re, Mi. It's another step higher. Make the string shorter. Do, Re, Mi. So this one, for the second tape, you can use your middle finger. That's called your second finger. So we have one finger and then your second finger. Do, Re, Mi. Play it with me. Do, Re, Mi. Now, if you're not getting a really nice ringing sound, maybe yours is sounding like this. What's happening is, most likely, you're not pushing the string all the way down against the fingerboard. So if I don't push it all the way down, the string can't vibrate. You don't get a beautiful sound. You push it all the way down, then you get that ring you're looking for. Good. So let's try playing Mi, Re, Do. Start with second finger. Ready, and here you play. Mi, Re, Do. That reminds me of a song. Mi, Re, Do. Mi, Re, Do. Can you think of what it is? It's hot cross buns. Let's sing it with solfege. Here we sing. Mi, Re, Do. Mi, Re, Do. Do, 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 Re, 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 Mi, Re, Do. I wonder what the form is of that piece. Let's figure out the form. Mi, Re, Do. What would we call that phrase? A. How about the second phrase? Mi, Re, Do. Also A, phrase 3. Do, 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 Re, 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 Re. The B phrase, and finally, the fourth phrase, Mi, Re, Do. It's A again. So you play the A phrases, so that's going to be phrase 1, phrase 2, and phrase 4. I'll take phrase 3. Ready, and here you play. Mi, Re, Do. Mi, Re, Do. My turn. Do, 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 Re, 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 Re. Mi, Re, Do. Let's switch. You play the Do, 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 Re, 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 Re. And I'll get the A phrases. Here I go. Mi, Re, Do. Mi, Re, Do. Your turn. Do, 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 do. Mi, Re, Re, Re. Mi, Re, Do. I bet by now you could probably do the entire song. So let's play the whole thing together, both the A phrases and the B phrase. Starting with second finger on your D string, cool gorillas dance around. Ready, and here we play. Mi, Re, Do. Mi, Re, Do. Do, 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 Re, 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 Mi, Re, Excellent job. Now, this final thing I want to tell you is you can actually play hot cross buns on all of your strings on your viola. So you can play it on the C string. It'll just sound a little bit lower. Or you can play it on your A string. Cool, gorillas dance around. So remember, when you're playing to sit tall, feet flat on the floor, edge of your chair, sitting tall, and you're holding your instrument with your jaw. And you push the string all the way down to get a beautiful ringing sound. All right, can't wait to see your progress, and I'm looking forward to lesson 2. See you then.